Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm creating another abstract art journal page and I want to go with this palette. I recently started to save all the color palettes I like in this watercolor book from ARTEZA. It's just because it's not my favorite paper anymore, and I'm just using these spiral bound pads as kind of sketchbooks. I'm working in this watercolor journal from Kunst und Papier. It's my favorite one because it's not that expensive and it has so many pages, and the paper quality is really okay for a journal. I started with the Quinachridone gold and now I went in with the sap green. Whenever I have a puddle of paint and water, I just damp my brush and then soak it up. I usually do these kind of exercises in my sketchbook, and if I like the result and the layout and the colors, then I work something similar on a bigger watercolor paper and also on a paper where I like the quality more, and then I can use this to maybe hang it up. This color I'm using here is, I believe, the Madder Brown from Schminke. And this tool here I bought in a medical center, and I bought it to clean my camera. It's a long time ago, and as I don't use my camera very often, I don't need this. So I'm using it to blow around some paint on backgrounds. The color I'm using here is from Rosa Gallery, and I believe it's only called blue, bright blue maybe. I don't really know, and I don't have the names on the pens, so I'm not 100% sure which color this is exactly, or which it would be from another brand. I want to let the color drip down the page, so I'm just standing it up. And here I'm going in with more paint, and I mixed a little bit of indigo to the blue. Before I leave everything to dry, I add some salt to some of the damp areas. So you have to add it to the areas that are still a bit shiny and not completely dry, but also they don't have to be, or they must not be, totally wet. This gives you a nice texture when everything is dry. My background is dry and I have removed the salt, and you can see that really nice texture I got. And here I'm going in with some collage papers. These are jelly prints, and I just picked them out because they are matching the colors very well. And I'm adhering my elements just with a glue stick. I will link up my jelly printing playlist at the end of this video, and I also have put some watercolor videos to the info box. I go in and add some botanical elements. To finish up the page, I'm using a mixture of that blue and indigo I've used before. This is the favorite part of the painting for me because I'm happy with the composition and I like how it turned out, and now I'm just adding my elements, and this is a really calming process. Here I'm just adding the leaves with watercolor, and I want to draw the outlines later with a paint marker. And here I'm mixing the Quinachridone gold with a little bit of the sap green to create a darker shade. And so I just add some botanicals into this golden area. I'm turning the page around because it's easier to paint from the bottom to the top instead of working from the top to the bottom. I think I'm happy how it looks now, and I have to let this dry before I can finish it up. What I'm doing now is adding some splatters in blue, also to the blue area. I let this dry overnight because it was late at night when I did this. And here I'm using one of my pencil mark stamps together with Versamark ink, and I just add a little bit of this pattern to the page. I'm going to emboss this with sticky embossing powder, and then I want to add some gold foil or gold gilding flakes. Sticky embossing powder is nothing else than kind of a hot glue. And now I need to melt that area, and then I can add the gilding flakes. And here I'm removing just some tiny parts that I don't want to have the powder on. I'm preparing my gilding flakes before I'm going to melt the powder so I can put them on immediately. For embossing powder, I'm preferring using a real embossing heat gun, not the Ranger tool, because it gets more hot, I feel, and it melts the powder more quickly, and also this avoids that your paper is buckling. Now I'm adding a good amount of the flakes on top, and I press them down with this brush, and then I let this sit until it's completely cooled down. In the meantime, I'm using a golden Posca paint pen to draw the outline of these leaves. And here I'm adding some extra leaves to the orange or quinacridone gold area. I had the feeling that my collage circle is a little bit empty, so I'm cutting out some words that I have stamped with Mix a Sentiment stamp sets, and I've used white embossing powder on black cardstock here. I'm using a glue stick to adhere the words. The powder is almost cold. I just press the foil onto it again to make sure that it won't come off, and then I'm using that brush and just brush off the excess of the foil. Well, I say foil, it's not that hot foil. A lot of people are using these are really metal leaf flakes. I really like how this turned out. I think the gold is a really nice accent on this page. I hope you enjoyed my video today, and I hope you will see us next time. Have a wonderful week. Bye.